What's cracking, everybody? What's cracking? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Last night while I was live, somebody got at me and said that Compton Ricc Roc wanted me to react to a video that he had put out, and I found this video, and we're going to start off with, it's a long video. We're going to start off 20 minutes in. I haven't seen much more past this, but I saw when he did say he wanted me to say something about it. So here I am. Before I get into it, again, this is Compton Ricc Roc TV. You guys see it right there on the bottom. Honestly, no bullshit. I feel like if anyone, I don't care what damn ethnicity you are, if anyone had any advice on how to conduct yourself on YouTube and grow on YouTube, Compton Ricc Roc is probably the best person to ask, or at least pattern yourself after, man. I don't see this dude getting in no beef. I've seen dudes try to shoot at him to get him into beef, right? And he just keeps winning, right? So let's go ahead and check out some of this video. Hopefully you guys will go subscribe to Compton Ricc Roc TV. Watch the whole video there. It's a long one, especially if you're at work. Put that thing in your headset and check him out. Let's get it.
Here's my niggas over there, though, bro. You feel me?
Yeah, he's sharp. He's sharp.
How is it like beefing with Mexican gangs?
Man, hold on. Let me say this. I ain't gonna lie. I said every hood vlog, every time, bro. I love my Mexicans. On the dead homies, I love my Mexicans, bro. Look at me, bro. All I hang around is Mexicans.
Look at, and this is what I want to say before anybody else says anything. These dudes are in the hood. These dudes are in Compton, right? And for all of you dudes that are not from Southern California, for all of you dudes that are not from California, period, that are always talking about the racism of the Mexicans from Southern California, I have always said the same thing. It's gangbanging. It's not racism, because you will have barrios in Compton, in Watts, in LA, in different parts of Southern California that may beef with a Crip neighborhood and have no beef with a Blood neighborhood. So how is it that they're a racist barrio if they can beef with a Crip neighborhood or a Blood neighborhood, and you know, it's not fucking based on race. It's based on gangbanging. So I just want to say that.
These my homies just because.
Let me stop right there again. I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. Now, this is why them content creators be having room to disrespect us. This is why they have room to talk about us and say that we scared of other races and all that. And nobody is scared of nobody.
Facts.
Nobody is scared of nobody out here. If you really from out here, you really from this street, this soil, then you know. It ain't nobody business to get on here and say what transpired through the history of none of this stuff. That's here, there, that's done with, and whatever after that, just we're gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah, and I want to add to that, where who in the hell is really gonna believe that somebody's in a beef from a neighborhood, right? Be willing to kill or die, but only certain people, certain groups, they don't work that way. Nobody gets into a neighborhood and look. Who a friend today could be a foe tomorrow. Your neighborhood could get along with somebody near, you know, hey, we've been cool with them forever. And all it takes is somebody to fuck with somebody's sister. It's usually, look, most of the beefs, I'm gonna break it down for you. Most of the beefs were over pussy. Now, I hate to be that blunt, but that's for real. Pussy power is an amazing thing, and it's true. There are neighborhoods, there's barrios that go back. They have beef 50 years already. And if you really follow it and ask the older homies that were around back then or that knew directly from dudes, oh man, this vato was fucking this other fucking bride, and she was from this barrio. And I'm telling you, a lot of these beefs happened over that thing.
But one thing I will say is they would say, you guys would say, I love my Mexicans. And we got love for our people. We got love for our people. We got love for Mexicans. We got love for everybody, right? But you would go gun your own people down, and then you would say, I love my Mexicans. How can you love another race and don't love your own race? Once we get past that thinking, that mentality, we gonna be good as black people. We gonna be getting that bread, that chili, that manyan, whatever y'all call it. We gonna be on that. But as long as we keep on thinking like that, divided, love your own first and then you love everybody else second. You don't love nobody else first and then you love your people second. And then when you need your people, when you really need them, you ain't got nobody right there on your side because ain't nobody gonna take your side.
But I mean, if we think about that though, and that's true, and I've said that before, the black community needs to take care of the black community first. Brown community needs to take care of the brown community first. But what is, for the most part, what is common nature? What do? We will get mad at a friend. We will get mad at a family member and be quick to be respectful to a stranger. And that's kind of like what he's talking about. The people you should really be the most cordial to, have the most empathy towards, are the ones you're probably going to have the most anger towards. It's weird.
When it come between them and us, they going to take their side. And this ain't no race talk. This is real talk. Love your people, man. Let's get back to this guy. Y'all ain't trying to hear me.
Like, you feel me? These are homies, like, on the damn, these my homies, like, these are homies.
We
cool, but, like,
homies by force.
Bro, these niggas I'm gonna hang around them regardless, but my Mexicans, bro, they're homies. That's all I hang around is Mexicans, bro. I swear to God, I love my Mexicans, but beefing with the T-Flash and shit, man, them niggas, it suck. They suck.
And I'm gonna say something real quick, because I did look through the comments, right? And there were people that were hating on this youngster right here. He is not speaking no hatred, right? And they were saying, oh, he wanted to be from, what was it? I can't remember the other hood. It was another, it was, I can't remember the, but then they said, and he also wants to be an essay. Nah, man. He's just answering questions. It's a trip how he is not even, he's right there in the hood. They're posted up, and he's not speaking no hatred, man. And people in the comments are trying to assassinate him.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a band. I'm gonna keep it a band. They suck. They suck. Oh God. It's just a couple niggas who I give props to, and niggas ain't gonna finna say their names, but they know who they is. And if you don't, you don't.
How do you feel like about Mexicans saying the N-word?
Say that shit. Say that shit.
Oh, they damn near got the same treatment as us back in the day. It all depends how you
Man,
say
yeah,
it.
I don't care.
Let me stop right there, man.
Okay. This is where Compton Ricc Roc's going to say his part, and then I'm going to have to say mine, because I did see this part.
I can't wait till the OG come on here, man. These youngsters, they doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? They growing up in the city of Compton in the streets, man. They didn't get the same treatment that we had back in the days, man. We had it rough. Yeah, we had it rough. That's where them books, your history books, man, come in at, man. Nobody had it like us, man. Let's not do that. Let's not say that. That's offensive to our ancestors, man.
And this is where we have to agree to disagree here. The history books will say certain things, but you can look and you will see no blacks, no Mexicans, no dogs. No blacks, no Mexicans, no dogs. Mexicans were not allowed to eat in the same places blacks were not allowed to eat in. The difference is blacks were spread out all over the U.S. The Mexicans, as today, modern era, are concentrated in the Southwest. Mexicans were lynched and hung, just like black people. Now, if I'm not even going to go into the history of Mexico, what was done there, but Mexican people were enslaved on their own land. It's important for people to read about history. And but was it the same amount? No. There were more blacks over here. And they're spread out, like I said. But Mexicans were lynched. Mexicans were hung. Mexicans were beaten. Mexicans were set on fire because they were Mexican. Again, no blacks, no Mexicans, no dogs. That's what they used to have outside their stores.
It depends on how you say it on camera.
Say
I don't
that
really
shit,
care.
man.
Say that shit.
Say that shit
Nigga,
all
that
you
shit don't
want,
hurt,
man.
nigga.
Oh God, y'all one of us.
Y'all got the
Black
same
and
team
brown.
as us.
Okay.
And now, in response to what these youngsters have to say, there's no, I've never understood, and it's not my place, I get it, but from the outside looking in and reacting to this video, I don't understand how a word that was birthed out of hatred has become somehow, according to some, a word of endearment. And I will tell you right now, when I was in prison, the Southerners are usually in the same area of the yard as the whites. Whites laugh when blacks call each other the N-word. A lot of the whites will laugh at that. Because you can't make that term a term of endearment, right? I've been around a lot of black men incarcerated that hated the word, and I've personally seen them ask blacks around them not to use that word, especially directed towards them. That is an issue, you know, amongst the black community. I don't think that thing could ever be settled. But there's no other group. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no raza that gonna be calling each other the WB word as a term of endearment, or the beaner word, any of those words. That's not gonna happen. You would probably wind up getting in a fight with the homie if you do that shit like repeatedly. But that's just my 2 cents on that. I don't believe anybody should use a word at all. I don't care what nationality, ethnicity you are. I don't think you should. Just like the words that are used to disrespect the whites. I've seen the whites laugh when those words are used, because I think people, when they use those words, the C word to disrespect the whites and the H word, if they knew why they were called the C word and why they were called the H word, I think a lot of people wouldn't use those words. You know, but again, you got to study. You got to find out the definitions of words, and maybe then people will start getting away from certain words.
Black and brown.
Yeah, homies.
I just don't give the white boys no passes. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that white shit, I don't know.
But I ain't gonna lie,
give a damn,
don't
fool.
do
That shit is funny to me. I don't care.
Nah, I got look about
It's some white boys. It's some white boys that I fuck with.
I ain't gonna lie, the racist niggas, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't been
Don't call me no nigger.
Use that with that
Don't say that ER shit.
Yeah, I've been in jail where a white boy got so mad for a black nigga fool. He called it the fucking that racist shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It went up after that. I ain't gonna lie. As far as Mexicans saying, nigga, I ain't gonna lie, shit.
But yeah, that's what I said. I hang around a lot of Mexicans, bro. If you look at my YouTube videos, you see nothing but Mexicans in it. I ain't gonna lie, my 155s, I hang out with them niggas every day. You might see a couple of their faces too.
They finna come.
On me, them niggas. I love them niggas.
Speaking of
My
my
mama
fist,
life.
you feel me?
I
Free
love them.
Downer though, bro.
Yeah, hey, free Downer from 155. Free the homie Downer from 155.
Team man.
Niggas know the truth. We just waiting on our older homie to come. You feel me? Before he can.
I got to keep it real on this. I want Dubs. That's my boy over there, Dubs, man. I don't, a lot of people be saying this about people and on that. I don't really too much get involved with none of that. Only judge people by what I see them do. If I don't know your past, what you did, it ain't my bad. I don't care about your past. I care about what you do. I met Dubs on the internet. I don't know him personally. Like, I want him to review this because I want him to, give his reaction on what I got to say about this. Do y'all know that when you go to prison in this lifestyle that they live in, that we all live, you going to go to prison? And that's the most racist place on planet Earth, is prison. The streets, people get along, make that bread, get that money. Everybody work with each other on these streets. But when you go to prison and you go up in there, that's where it's racist at. The same people that you saying, oh, I love them, they're my brothers, man. They your brothers too, and they might love you. But once you get up in there and it go down, you gonna realize like, whoa, what? Because they gonna come after you, and vice versa. It's gonna be the same way. I'm gonna give you both sides of the fence. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna give you the real. That place is that prison is racist. That's why when you get out of there, you gonna need some counseling. When I got out of jail, I went to jail when I was 17 years old. I didn't get out till I was 27 years old, then went back. Only stayed out not even 2 years, went back and did 4 years. But I was so caught up in the prison mentality when I came home, I was still like in that mind frame. Like, you know, I didn't trust really nobody, especially not nobody outside my race. And then I met this Hispanic dude in my hood. He used to cut cars, lowriders. And I got my first lowrider, and they was like, go around the corner to Jose. Man, me and Jose became so cool, homie. I used to call him Unc. He used to say the N-word, all that. He was cool. I was like, man, wait a minute. That's when my eyes opened up like, man, we the same people, bro. What is we tripping off of? But in there, that mentality, yes.
And I like that he said this because so many times the raza get the racist label put on them. And this is Compton Ricc Roc, Crip, admitting that he had a certain idea, a certain way of thinking, directing that energy towards Mexicans. Now, I will say, you know, he said his time. So for me, from 1989 to 2017, I was out one time for 5 months in 1993, right? I gave the state 27 years of my life, counting YA, which I did a little over 3 years in YA, got out for 5 months, and then I did a little over 24 years in the CDC. In my incarceration, the most racist place I ever was the California Youth Authority when I was in Paso Robles. Paso Robles, we were outnumbered massively. And I think that was part of the reason why there was so much racism, because you had to have a certain way of dealing with, or an anger to deal with being outnumbered and constantly having to get off, right? Even in an environment, and trip out on this, even in that environment, the most racist environment I've ever been in, there's a content creator on YouTube by the name of Damian Porter. He and I were cool. We used to chop it up, clown with each other. You know, as cool as a black and Mexican could be, we were cool like that. We wound up getting down. We got in a fight. You know, it's been talked about. We never had a falling out. We got down, boom, it was over. We talked about it after. It was what it was. And then we had a falling out over clout on the internet. What a trip, right? But anyways, I will say this, because I have to go ahead, and I'm not the voice of nobody but me, but I can speak about my life experiences, right? In the joint, I've been open about certain things. There's a lot of things I will never speak about, things that would get me massive views. That shit is not for public consumption, right? But I was involved in a lot of stuff in prison. And I can tell you that the people, at least on the raza side, that have a say in things, they don't give a fuck about racism. They give a fuck about money. They give a fuck about business. Everywhere I was, I used to tell the blacks, the shot callers for the blacks, I would make it clear to them, as long as you and I have good communication, there ain't gonna be no beefs, period. And it was true. Shit was smooth, right? Are there people, are there blacks that are racist and hate Mexicans? Of course. Same thing with the Mexicans. There are some Mexicans that hate blacks. But as a whole, I didn't see that. Especially from dudes that were in leadership positions. Murder, mayhem, whacking dudes on the yard. What the fuck does that do to the money on the yard? It slows it up and sometimes stops it. When you're sitting in there and you're doing a life sentence, why do I want to be sitting in my cell not making no money? I got family on the streets I want to take care of. I got things I want to do. We have a breakdown in communication. We got to get off. But that's because of a breakdown in communication, not because of racism. And that's just how I looked at it. That's the way I was schooled. That's the way I did my time.
is racist. Now, I understand he having love, you know what I'm saying, for his Hispanic brothers. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm at a point right now where I don't even trip off none of that racist stuff. I hang with I got so many SA homies. I got Asian homies. I got different people that I deal with because of this car culture. It really brings you together. But if y'all in these streets game banging and you go up in there, you going to realize it's a totally different place, because the same people that you love it from that other gang that's in the streets, they going to go there too. Y'all all going to that same place. And this is where, when you grow up, your mind gonna open. You gonna say, man, I was on the streets gunning these dudes down, but I'm up in here kicking it with them. And I was just cool, and these was my people. And when I'm up in here now, we fighting with each other, and it's nothing that they could do. Dudes act like they don't even know you. I know back then they did. Don't matter how cool you was on the streets with dudes, they don't need, because they got to go with they politics. It's crazy, man. Let's get back to this though.
Really tell you about this shit. You feel me?
Yeah, the older homie.
One of my older homies, bro. Like, you know, he watched me grow since I was a baby. You feel me? Just waiting on him, bro. You know, like he gonna let you know about this shit. You feel me? I could, bro, but he know way more than me.
What kind of made you want to be from your hood?
Me, shit, man. He been from here. I've been from right here, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I got put on when I was 13, man. I'm 22 right now. You feel me? I got put on as a kid, bro.
I can ask this nigga, bro. This nigga watched me grow up. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh man, I remember when this little nigga was a baby, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. You feel me?
One's 22, the other one's 18. He said, I remember when he was a baby. I hear you, though. I don't want to react to too much of this. I just wanted to give my 2 cents, especially on those couple points of this video right now. I want to encourage you guys to go over there to Compton Ricc Roc's channel, Compton Ricc Roc TV, showing some support. You know, I honestly, look, I'm old school. I'm 51 years old, right? I am not a fan of hood vlogs and, you know, taking cameras into hoods and barrios. That said, I am impressed. I am impressed by these youngsters because they're not just throwing up gang sign after gang sign. They're not on gang, on hood, on the set, on the dead homies, on my mama. You see so much of that right now on social media. These are dudes really posted up in their hood. And I've heard way more respect and love come out of their mouth than hate. So I'm going to say right now, this is probably one of the best hood vlogs I've ever seen. I you know, normally, and I'm sure in the comment section, there's people that are going to say whatever they're going to say. You know, me personally, and again, I don't speak for nobody. You know, if a camera crew got at me like, hey, can we go, you know, interview your dudes in your neighborhood and show your neighborhood? Me? Nope. No, sir. Whatever homies are on the block are probably going to be committing crimes. I don't need you putting their faces on camera. I don't need somebody to say, man, look at that neighborhood. That's nice. Or, hey, that neighborhood this, or that neighborhood that, or them dudes this, or them dudes. Why invite that? But this right here, I know they're going to get hate. They're going to get hate from hateful people. But this was a good job, man. So I appreciate Compton Ricc Roc for having me check this out, man. Everybody go there and show some support. Subscribe to the channel. That's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.